While we study for hours and hours and then forget most of it by the next week, Japanese students are remembering 2,000 plus kanji characters for life. How? Turns out their routine is timed to match when your brain actually moves information into permanent storage. There are 4 parts to the system: what they do before studying, how they structure their focus time, when they review, and their night routine that makes it all permanent. There's something they do every morning that primes their brain for the entire day. If you skip this, nothing else works as well. When you cram, you're actually fighting your brain's biology. Force-feeding information during the wrong window is like demanding a flower bloom before it's ready. Your brain has natural waves, times when it wants to learn and times when it doesn't. Japanese students don't fight these waves, they work alongside them. Instead of exhausting marathon sessions, they follow a daily rhythm: morning priming, focus bursts when the brain's ready, strategic reviews before forgetting hits, and a night routine that signals keep this information. Think of your day like flights to Memory Island: morning flight, afternoon flight, and evening flight. If you miss one, you're grounded until tomorrow, cramming at the gate while your brain refuses to board. The entire routine we're about to break down is about making sure you make it to these flights. So, what's the first flight of the day? It happens before you even touch your books. Before Japanese students open a book, they do something that seems unrelated to studying, but it determines how well their brain absorbs information all day. There's a master clock in your brain that controls when you're sharp and when you're foggy. It's set by morning light hitting your eyes. When bright light enters, it activates the brain regions responsible for focus and memory. Students who get morning light perform better on tests. Your brain learns during daylight and stores memories during darkness. If you skip morning light, your brain thinks it's still nighttime, even if you've been awake for hours. The fix is to get natural light plus movement within 30 minutes of waking. Just 5 to 10 minutes is enough, truthfully. This triggers cortisol, the good kind that makes you alert and ready to learn. Step outside or stand by your brightest window. Move while you're there, stretch, walk in place, whatever. 5 minutes minimum, 10 is better. The single habit predicts better memory and concentration all day. And yes, cloudy days also count. Still, there's 10 times more light than indoors. Now that your brain is awake and ready, here's the counterintuitive thing Japanese students do next. Japanese students do something backwards. They test themselves before studying new material. Here's the genius behind it. Remember copying someone's math homework in, elementary or high school or middle school? You'd understand the answers in the moment, but come test time, blank. That's because your brain doesn't strengthen memories by seeing information. It strengthens them by struggling to pull them out. Every forced recall without help literally strengthens those neural pathways. The struggle is strengthening. Before any new material, 90-second recall sprint. No notes, just pulling yesterday's information out cold. They don't do this to try to be perfect. They're actually trying to struggle, because that's what makes memories permanent. Set a timer for 90 seconds. Try recalling yesterday's material, Spanish verbs, chemistry formulas, whatever you're working on. Write it down from memory. No peeking. After 90 seconds, quickly check what you got right, then move on. The struggle to remember, even when wrong, is what makes it stick. Once you've activated yesterday's pathways, you need to signal your brain that it's time for deep work. Before Japanese students even touch their books, they do something that seems like procrastination, but it's actually programming their brain for deep retention. Rituals tell your brain this matters. They activate the part that flags information for storage. Personally, I can't work without buying coffee first. Not because I need the caffeine, but because that ritual flips my focus switch. The ritual is 30 seconds of the same setup every time. Pour tea, clear your desk, 3 deep breaths. Pick any 3 quick actions. Do them in the same order before every study session. Within a week, your brain automatically shifts to learning mode when you start the sequence. Ritual complete, brain primed, now for the actual study session. But here's what most people get completely wrong. Here's why stopping mid-flow actually makes you learn faster, and why marathon study sessions are sabotaging your memory. Your attention runs in waves, roughly 90 minutes up, 20 minutes down. That's your brain's natural ultradian rhythm. Push past the down phase and your brain stops encoding properly. You're still studying, but nothing's sticking. The sweet spot is to work with these waves. Some people do the full 90 minutes straight, others break it into 45-minute chunks, or use the Pomodoro technique. 25-minute sprints with 5-minute micro breaks. That's what I personally do. Both work as long as you take a real break after 90 minutes total. Set a timer. When it rings, stop, even mid-sentence. Take 20 minutes completely off. Walk, stare out the window, move, no screens. Your brain keeps processing in the background while you rest. Come back and you'll be sharp again instead of forcing focus that gets progressively worse. But what you do during those 20-minute breaks matters more than you think. If you think breaks are just for resting, you've got it wrong. They're for consolidation. During breaks, your brain replaces and organizes what you just learned, but only if you let it. Scrolling Instagram hijacks this process. Your brain needs low stimulus rest to consolidate memories. Japanese students treat breaks strategically. They hydrate, breathe, move. No new information is coming in, just letting the brain sort what has already happened. You can stand up, drink water, look out the window, go for a walk. If it sounds boring, well, that's kind of the point. Your brain uses boredom to strengthen what you just studied. Now, here's the part that makes the difference between temporary and permanent memory. Here's how Japanese students lock in 2,000 plus kanji and why cramming the night before literally cannot work for this. Japanese learners face something unique. They must memorize both meaning and reading for thousands of characters. Most failures aren't forgetting what a kanji means, it's forgetting how to read it. That's why they've perfected spaced repetition systems. The schedule looks like this: learn today, review tomorrow, review day 4, review day 7, review end of month. Each review strengthens the neural pathway right before your brain would naturally forget. It's like catching a ball right before it hits the ground, over and over until your brain stops dropping it. Use any SRS app or make flashcards with review dates. When you review, struggle first, no peeking. The struggle before seeing the answer is what builds permanent memory. The system compresses 10 years of traditional study into 18 months. All this mental work requires fuel, but the wrong kind destroys everything. For those of you who need to hear this, 2 p.m. crashes aren't normal. It's your blood sugar messing with your focus. Heavy lunches create glucose spikes, then crashes. Your brain literally cannot maintain attention when your blood sugar swings wildly. Keep lunch light. Protein, vegetables, complex carbs. Skip the pasta. Think fuel, not fullness. Stable energy means your afternoon study sessions actually work instead of fighting to stay awake. Even with perfect fuel, your focus will scatter every hour. Here's the reset button. Let's discuss 10-second reset that pulls your brain back to focus without meditation apps or closing your eyes. Every hour, your attention naturally scatters. Instead of pushing through the fog, reset it. Box breathing. Inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 4, roll your shoulders and stand up straight. The goal here is to clear your working memory, kind of like closing browser tabs. 10 seconds and you're back to being sharp instead of forcing focus through mental mud. As the day winds down, there's one more critical window you can't miss. Before bed, Japanese students do something that tells their brain exactly what to keep from the day's studying. Your brain decides what to consolidate during sleep. A quick review right before bed flags information as important, not heavy studying, just light exposure to key concepts. Just 5 flashcards, 3 main points from today. Write tomorrow's first task, maximum 10 minutes. This pre-sleep priming means you wake up with yesterday's material stronger, not forgotten. Your brain is literally strengthening these memories while you sleep. That review set you up, but the next part determines whether you keep it or lose it overnight. You hear about how blue light affects your sleep a few hours before you're going to sleep, but you probably didn't think about the fact that it actually also affects your learning. Light exposure in the hours before bed, even from your phone, blocks melatonin. Without melatonin, your brain can't properly consolidate memories during sleep. You're literally deleting what you studied. Dim lights 60 minutes before bed, phone down, same sleep time every night. Your brain uses deep sleep to move information from temporary to permanent storage. If you mess with your sleep, you're messing with your memory. Finally, the perfect ending that seems contradictory but makes total sense. Japanese students end their day with two concepts that seem contradictory but work perfectly together. Kaizen meaning continuous tiny improvements. Write one new kanji, review just one formula, just one of anything. The day isn't complete without forward movement, even microscopic. Ma meaning intentional stillness. After that micro win, they sit in silence for 1 to 2 minutes, with no phone, no planning, just with themselves. This combination of tiny progress plus complete stillness tells your brain the learning day is complete. It shifts you from active encoding to passive consolidation. One small step forward, then full stop. And there you have it. You just learned a routine that helps Japanese students memorize 2,000 plus kanji for life. Not through grinding harder, but by matching their study rhythm to their brain's biology. Morning light to wake your learning centers, focus blocks that respect your attention waves, reviews time to catch memories before they fade, night routines that lock everything in during sleep. Pick one element to start tonight. Your brain's already wired for this rhythm. You just need to use it. And if you're thinking, this sounds great, but I know I won't stick to it, watch this video next where I break down the only way I've ever made habits actually stick. And guess what? It's not through discipline. Comment which element you're trying first. And if you want more videos breaking down how your brain actually learns, not just what to study, subscribe. Remember, think better, live better.